Welcome to another edition of 5 Minutes with Freed. I'm your host, Michael Freed. I'm a litigation partner in the matrimonial and family law firm of Berkman, Bottger, Newman, and Shine, with offices in New York City and Westchester. My special guest today is Candace Dellacona of the law firm of Offit Kurman in Manhattan. Candace and I know each other through our networking group, Accountants Resource Group, which is headed by Bruce Liebman and Lisa Rosenthal. They're a great networking group. So, Candace, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Michael.
Sure. So, Candace, tell us a little bit about what you do in your practice.
Sure, absolutely. So I am a trust and estates attorney. I'm a principal at Offit Kurman. Trust and estates is sort of a broad umbrella. So I practice generally in trust and estates, and I also practice elder law, which is sort of a subspecialty of the trust and estates practice area.
And can you describe for us your client base?
Absolutely. Estate planning is interesting because our clients run the gamut of the age range from folks who are very young and just purchased their first home and had their first child to the elderly, because everyone needs an estate plan. It's really important to have the proper documentation in place to prepare for very unpleasant things like death and disability and long-term care. And that's sort of where I come in to assist people in creating a plan that works for them, and they get to decide who speaks for them later in life.
Right. So you mentioned earlier about being an elder law attorney, and I've always wondered, why would somebody go to an elder law attorney? What's the basis for what do you see in terms of
Sure.
clients going in on the basis of elder law?
So that's a great question. Elder law, as I mentioned, is a subspecialty of trust and estates work. And the real difference with elder law is the cost of long-term care. So the reason why someone would come to an elder law attorney like me is to preserve and protect the assets that they own, so that if they become sick in the future and require some kind of care, we could possibly have the government contribute to the cost of that care, because the government programs that pay for long-term care are oftentimes means tested. And if your assets are held in such a way in a trust that's properly drafted within the confines of the federal law and the state law, you can protect your assets and still simultaneously qualify for those federal programs. So that's sort of a little tutorial on what elder law is and how it differs from traditional trust and estates.
And I know from my own personal knowledge that there's different look back periods depending on whether you're looking for nursing care, like in home or if in a facility. So,
Correct.
what's the distinction there?
That's a great question. So there are two types of Medicaid that impact the elder law field. As you mentioned, home care, which is called community-based Medicaid, where a person is receiving assistance through a personal needs attendant or a home care attendant in their own home, in their own space. Currently, the look back period is 2.5 years, but that look back period, just to complicate it, hasn't been implemented yet.
Right.
We expect that it'll be implemented on April 1st. So right now, if you apply for Medicaid in New York before April 1st, there is not currently a look back period for Medicaid, for community Medicaid. Institutional Medicaid, also commonly known as nursing home Medicaid, has a 5-year look back period. That is the federal rule. New York is like every state in that we have the 5-year look back rule for institutional nursing home Medicaid as well.
And what's the best way for other professionals or prospective clients to reach you?
Well, thank you. So I would say the best way, at any time is email. You can go to my firm's website, offitkurman.com. There's a link right there for me, and you can email me at my name, which is candace.dellacona@offitkurman.com. I can obviously also be reached the old-fashioned way by telephone. My number is 929-476-0051.
And Candace, I want to thank you for being a guest on 5 Minutes with Freed. And this was really a great informational session. And I just thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you.